Hey, one of the main reasons we wanted to do this episode is because of my own personal experience that I had through burn injury. You know, many years ago I was working and I had to get a fire started, and when I did it, instead of using the right thing, I just grabbed some gas, put it on there, and when I lit the fire, it literally blew up in my face. And when it did, I had second and third degree burns on my face and all over my right arm and my right hand.
Well, when I got the call, I was at work. They told me that he had been burned, but it wasn't very bad. And I asked them if I needed to leave work to come and get him, and they said no. So I didn't expect what I was going to see when I got home. I walked in the door, and he was completely wrapped around his arm. His head was completely wrapped up, and I think I went into shock because that wasn't what I expected. I expected him to be fine and to see all the burns, and then to have to deal with the pain and how I didn't even know how to deal with it. I'd never seen a burn victim before, so I think it was just, that part was so hard for me to even deal with, even to look at him, because I didn't know what to expect.
I can't begin to tell you how much it hurt. The pain I felt from the burn is the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. And then I talked to some of these other kids and some of these adults that have gone through the same thing, and they're telling me that the skin grafts and the live cultures and stuff is far worse than any of the pain they ever had with the burn. And I just personally can't even imagine that, because I remember how bad it hurt and how long it took to heal. It was months of healing for me. That's without skin grafts.
I can't even tell you how much it breaks my heart to see the kids and the pain that they have to go through, because I saw the pain that Scott went through, and then to see even more where it's all over their body, and they talk about having to go into the hospital over and over and over, and surgery after surgery, not being able to be in the sun, not being able to be in the heat. It breaks my heart.
My injuries weren't as severe as some of the people that you're meeting, but it makes me appreciate even more those that come out, the motorcycle community that comes out and supports these camps and supports these kids when they haven't gone through anything. You know, they haven't experienced what it's like, and yet they still come out and they're still raising thousands upon thousands of dollars to help these kids, even if it's just for 1 week at camp.
I am just in awe of the money that's raised, and I just thank everybody that even raises the money, because they need it so badly. And those kids enjoy camp. They enjoy being able to go out there and spend time with somebody that's like them, so that they don't feel embarrassed or they don't feel bad about themselves, but they can go out and enjoy it. So I think the motorcyclists are unbelievable.
So once again, from the Steel Horse Thunder family, I personally want to thank all you motorcyclists that have come out and supported all these burn camps and all these burn victims. I pray you continue to do so. I look forward to seeing you all again next year.
Still Horse is brought to you by Leidendorf Law, with over 60 years experience in motorcycle and automotive injury cases.
Friends like to see us out in the community. Our colleagues like to see us change unfair laws that limit the rights of injured Hoosiers. Our clients like to see us hard at work fighting for their fair compensation.
And insurance companies hate to see us in a courtroom.
At Leidendorf Law, we have over 100 years of combined legal experience, and insurance companies know this. We handle all types of injury claims. Leidendorf Law isn't your typical law firm. We are like family to our clients. Why? Because we are family.
When it's time to ride, we'll keep your mind where it matters most, on the open road. We get it. Ryder Insurance is the only insurance company specifically created for the motorcycle and ATV communities. No one but riders. Our specialized staff is here for you with great coverage options, discounts to help you save, and 24/7 claims reporting if something happens along the way. And with roadside assistance included on all of our policies, we've got your back wherever the road leads. We get it. No worries, just riding.
It's hard to explain how difficult it is for Darcy to keep up with being a mom while trying to recover from her injuries. And on top of that, medical bills keep piling up. Well, and you've gone through the emotional part of it. You've gone through the physical pain of it, the emotional pain, the mental stress that it puts on you. And unfortunately, there is a thing called life that continues. And
you have to continue life. You don't have time to be down.
And then economically, you're faced with a lot of bills.
Yes.
You know, I mean, thank goodness for insurance and everything else. But
yeah.
with the extended stay that you had in the hospital and the work you're having done, I mean, I know we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars.
It is very expensive. Hospital bills, they roll in every day. And even with having insurance, you know, it takes care of a portion, but it doesn't take care of all of it. And I mean, every time I go to the doctor, every time I go to physical therapy, that racks up. I mean, I've met my deductible, but there are still bills that have to be paid. And it still continues to just roll in every day. And, you know, now with me, they say that scars mature at a year's time. So if I didn't have to have any more surgeries, it would be until next May that my scars would stop wanting to be stretched. They would want to be adhered and just stay where they're at. So with me having more surgeries, that's taking all the scar tissue off and starting all over again. So it's going to be at another year's time, you know. So and that, you know, in that time period, there's still more doctor's appointments. There's still more physical therapy that has to go on, and the next hospital stay, and the doctor's fees, and just everything. It's just going to keep continuing to roll in. And, you know, on top of being a mom and taking care of my household and everything that I have going on here, hospital bills, unfortunately, you know, they're not going to go away.
So one group of motorcycle riders decided to help out. Hey Scud, we're out here at Greencastle. We're doing the Darcy Miller ride. Can you tell me a little bit about Darcy?
She's a local girl, man. She caught herself on fire. She got third, fourth degree burns, about 15% of her body. She's got 2 little kids. She's at home now. She's recovering, but the recovery is going to take her anywhere from 6 to 8, maybe even a year. She's going to be off work, and I thought, you know, should be a good reason for us to get out and ride and maybe help somebody out. So,
no doubt. So is that what you guys do? I know you're with Iron Order, and this is your local chapter here. Is that what you guys do? You kind of keep up with the people in your own town? And
yeah, we try to keep everything local as far as the money that we raise. I mean, we go to other chapters and help with their local people, you know what I mean? We got chapters all over, and we try to show up and help support what they're doing, and we'll have chapters show up and help us support what we do.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. And this is what a lot of people don't understand. You know, they see you guys, and you got your leather on. You guys are pretty rough looking and scary looking. You got the tattoos and all that, and people just don't understand that you guys have hearts just as big as your chests and your arms. You know what I mean? Your heart is probably bigger, the biggest part of your body, and you guys do more for the local community than most people understand.
Yeah, that's the thing gets me is you know, you'll see people, you know, women and stuff. You know, we'll walk by her, she'll grab her purse. We don't want her money. We'll put money in her purse. We're not going to take money out of it. So
right.
Most bikers are that way too. So
yeah,
that's the thing that sort of irritating. But you know, I mean, we're trying to break the barriers with that. So.
Lots of bikers support good causes like this. Very happy of our brotherhood that comes out and does this, and especially our chapter for organizing and putting it on.
And so how long have you been with the Iron Order?
Going on 3 years.
How do you like it?
Love it. Absolutely love it.
You guys do a lot of good things?
We tried our best to do a lot of good things, get out, support communities, support each other. It's a great time.
It is. Well, the motorcycle community is a great community. They do great things for people, and I know that Darcy today is going to be able to walk away with probably a lot of good memories from this ride, because it's going to be a good ride.
Sure hope so.
So what exactly does the Iron Vixens do?
We do charity events, like we've helped with this ride here. I've been out collecting donations and all kinds of stuff for this ride.
You said that your husband is part of the Iron Order.
Yes.
What made you start the Iron Vixens?
Well, me personally, I don't have any real sisters, and I got 2 really older brothers, so it's kind of like an only child thing. And just to have the sisters and the support from them, it's
so
like nothing I've ever had. My husband supports me fully. His chapter has been really good about helping me out, and they'd do anything in the world for me.
Man, I saw you pull up, you're on a sport bike. Yeah. And you don't see as many sport bikes. We're starting to see more, but we still don't see as many sport bikes out there. Do you enjoy doing charity rides?
Yeah, my chapter has been with the Crawfordsville Iron Order a lot. So we team up with Halfcock here. So we do a lot of rides between the two because we're only half hour apart from Crawfordsville Greencastle. So we do a lot together. A lot of times Indy comes out, like some of the Indy guys here are today. We're pretty close in our small little group of the region anyway.
Yeah.
Northern Indiana, Southern Indiana, Rockets and Iron Order both come together on a lot of things. A lot of annual stuff that we do, benefit rides, nationals meeting where everybody gets together, everything like that. So then you get to meet people from all around the country, and it's a really good thing.
That is a good thing. And I like the Iron Rockets. I kind of like that. That's a great name.
We've been around about 5 years. It was kind of our 5-year anniversary this year. So we kind of split off initially. Some guys split off and said they wanted to start a rocket side for the Iron Order that was originally in place, just so they could have some of their buddies and friends and people they were really close with that rode different bikes close to them. Because it's one big family now. So, I mean, it's 2 different batches, different bikes, but it's the same thing. So.
And it is cool that we can all ride together and everything else. You know, we say it all the time, it's not what you ride, it's that you ride. These bikes are a lot of fun to ride. Yeah. Now, that being said, are there ever times when you guys say, you know what, let's leave all the old guys and their bikes, the old men bikes aside, and let's just get the Rockets out and go have some fun?
We do on occasion. I mean, they usually kind of try to stick us in the back if it's a charity thing, so we can kind of have a little more freedom to do a little more, slow down, catch back up, just have that split second of speed and then slow back down.
Right.
The Iron Order had a good ride that day and was able to raise several $100s for Darcy. You know, when people look at it and say, well, it's just a small scratch compared to what has to be taken care of, financially. But it's still there, and it's still there to help. And that's where I'm so thankful to be part of a community like the motorcycle community that does so much good for so many people.
I cannot even put into words. I'm from Putnam County. I'm from this town, and for me to be in the hospital and hear about everybody that has heard about my accident and like the different organizations and the different companies here in town that have wanted to put different fundraisers up, just to help raise money to help me and my family, and then the bike community at the same time, that was the big one. And I've never been in a situation like this before, so I've never had to, I don't know, I can't put into words on the thanks that I have and the emotions that I have had with them helping me out and wanting to do everything that they've done, and not even knowing me, but just saying, hey, this person had an accident, she's a single mom of 2, we want to help her out. It's like, thank you.
Bad things happen to good people. That's the difficult part of our job. Our firm works with great people during very tough times. Because of that, your compensation is our first priority. No one can prepare for the aftermath of an accident, but the insurance company is prepared to give you the bare minimum. That's why you need legal guidance, to give you a voice and get you the money you deserve. Leidendorf Law, your Indiana injury lawyers. Like family, because we are.
Hey, we got a brand new sponsor on board with Steel Horse Thunder. You've heard of Renegade Classics? Well, we now have one here in Indianapolis. I'm here with Vince, the owner of the shop. Vince, what can people find here when they come in?
Well, we want to try to fill all your biker needs at outlet prices. We've got t-shirts, leathers, 26 different kinds of jackets and vests for men's and women's. We have a very large ladies section we're very proud of, plus our bargain t-shirts, Dickie Work shirts, rain gear, accessories for your motorcycle, hopefully everything you need.
Right on. And what do we have to, I know you got some more stuff coming in. You guys are just opening up, so.
I do.
What else you got coming in?
We hope to have a very large selection of karaoke gear here for you to pick up and not have to wait and order. I want everything to be on demand, no waiting. We've got a large selection of boots, and that's still growing. Our helmet section, I'm pretty proud of, but we have more vendors coming in on that too, so.
Hey, they got everything you need here. They have ample motorcycle parking, and they have a seamstress on board to do all your custom embroidery or whatever else you need for your leather. Vince, where can we find you?
We're at 9546 Allisonville Road on the southwest corner of 96 and Allisonville, right next to Kip's Pub.
Tell them Steel Horse sent you.
Welcome to Safety 101. We're out here at Indianapolis Southside Harley-Davidson Riding Academy Range. We're bringing you Safety 101 back this year on Steel Horse Thunder. And now that we're talking about safety, let's get right to it. Today we're going to show you how to negotiate S-curves. Now these S-curves aren't going to be so tight when you're out riding, but the same principles apply when you ride here on the range in this tight S-turn or whether you're out on the road. So the good way that you want to do is you want to set yourself up with an outside, inside, outside path of travel and turn your head in the direction where you want to go. So outside, inside, outside, turning your head, looking where you want to exit, you're right in the S-curves and off you go. So most of you that are riding those big baggers probably always wonder, can I do these short, sharp S-curves on my big bike? Yes, you can. Let me show you how to do it. Just to show you the outside, inside, outside path of travel, turn your head. So here we go, turn your head, look through the curve, look through the curve, turn your head, there you go. And just as easy as that.
Some people say true beauty comes from within. At Crambo's, we think beauty can be inside and out. Along with the best paint and bodywork in the state, Crambo's also offers all Harley motorcycle service work, from tune-ups to rebuilds. So make sure your bike looks as good as it runs and bring it on in to the only shop that treats your bike as good as we treat our own. Crambo's. We'll get you noticed.
And along with the local motorcycle community helping out burn victims, some familiar names associated with the Indianapolis Colts are eager to show their support for the Braveheart Burn Camp. Anthony, I know we bumped into you several years ago at the Miracle Ride, and now we're here at Jeff Saturday's Burn Camp fundraiser. What brings you out to this?
First of all, to support Jeff, an old teammate, and to support the cause. It's always great to get out in the community and to help kids, especially with the children's burn, and just to get out here and see some smiling faces and hopefully bring some happiness to some people.
Is it hard for you to get out on a Monday right after a hard game? I mean, it's got to be tough. Physically, you got to be wore out.
Yeah, my body doesn't feel great right now, but we had meetings and film this morning, and then to come out here at night to support Jeff and his cause. It's a great reason to get out.
Gil, you're here at the bowling event that's going on, but you actually came here for the Burn Congress. Is that what you came here for?
Yes, the World Burn Congress is sponsored by the Phoenix Society, and what it is, it's a conference for burn survivors, mothers, fathers, sons, daughters, the whole family to come to, so they can get counseling and have these great benefits that this thing does. It's a very rewarding thing for people who have been burned to be able to talk to another burned person. And most of them are adults. Once they go to these burn camps for kids, there's nothing for them to do afterwards. So they come to these kind of things like that, where they throw classes or have classes for a parent of a burned child and then the child of the family that's not burned and stuff like that. So it's kind of a great thing that they do here. It's an annual event and it goes around the country. Last year it was in Anaheim. The next place is going to be in Rhode Island. And they'll continue to do their work for burn survivors. They have doctors coming in, they have psychologists coming in, they have a lot of people that will come in and help the attendees, the registrants.
Even though I've had my injuries for close to 20 years now, there are still days where I just feel really down about it, and I'm just having a really depressing day. But hearing other people's stories and knowing that I'm not alone, I know that really helps me and a lot of other people. Just seeing the support and feeling the love is something that I believe that everybody needs to hear at least once in their lifetime, because that goes a long way.
Hey, we're here at the Jeff Saturday Burn Camp fundraiser up at the bowling alley, and we found a very familiar face to anybody here in Indianapolis, Hunter Smith. First question, what are you doing with yourself these days?
I play in a band called the Hunter Smith Band. That's the first thing I do professionally. I do a lot of public speaking, kind of a lot of odds and ends. I have a farm, but mainly the first and foremost, I'm a husband and father of 4 children, so got a lot of irons in the fire, a lot of stuff going on.
Now, you guys sounded great. You guys were playing when we got here. You're sounding great up there. And what brought you out here to Jeff Saturday's thing?
Well, we just believe in what Jeff's doing, and I'm an old, long-time friend of Jeff, and having him back in town for a night and an opportunity to get together with him and do something good for other people, that matters to me. Wanted to do it.
One of the cool things that I learned from a lady who she gave her testimony, and she says, listen, at the end of her stuff, she goes, there is no testimony that you can give unless you go through a test. There's no testimony without a test. She says, this is what we do. We have to survive, and we're going to survive. And in this Burn Congress, it's nice because she said, all of you are going through something that I went through, and all of you are going to go through something that that person went through, or that person, or that person. We are a resource for each other. Use us. And that was great about it.
It's unbelievable. Well, I'm so glad you're here tonight, and this place is fun. We're bowling and everything else tonight.
Yes, we are.
And I know you came here for the World Congress.
California. I'm probably the only guy from California who came out to an Indiana burn camp, but then I've been coming here for 14 years, so it's no big deal for me.
And you're a firefighter.
Yes.
And I just want to say thank you for all that you've done for, I'm sure, your community, for going in and fighting those fires and everything else and taking care of people. You guys don't get thanked enough for all that you do, putting your life on the line for everyone else. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it very much. Very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
From Karen and I both, we want to say thank you to each and every person in this room who's here to help support Camp Saturday. This is a charity that is near and dear to our heart. You'll see some of our campers running around. If you do, ask them about the camp. You know, tell them or get them to tell you some stories about it. We have so much fun. If you see some firefighters walking around here, tell them thanks. I mean, the most selfless job, the most selfless people. They show up for our camp and for a number of other camps. They're counselors. They provide, they work, they do whatever it takes to get it done. We are so grateful for each and every one of them. In fact, put your hands together for all the firefighters that we have here. And now we have to thank our sponsors. So do you want to take a line? And I'll take a line.
I have a cold, so first I want to thank a lot of our retired guys for being here tonight. They all come out every year to support us. They're great friends of ours, but they're also great Colt players that we love to recognize, and they also support us with our Camp Saturday every year. Julie and Ryan Dean, Jill and Joe Wright, Anthony Costanzo.
Ryan, what brings you out tonight?
Oh, we're always about supporting Jeff and Karen and their efforts with the People's Burn Foundation. It's just a wonderful organization, and we like to help them out any way we can. We went to the camp last year and got to see what it was all about, so we're definitely back to support it monetarily as well.
That's really cool, because I know we got to see you when you were out there, and it was really neat. There was a time when you and Jeff actually talked to the kids, and people got to ask you questions about when you played, and we got to hear about a little bit of the fun stuff that goes on off the field, and it was kind of cool to hear the real life stories of everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say the on the field stuff is truly special. We had an incredible run. It was a blessing to be a part of such a great team, but I would say off the field was equally as fun. Whether it be locker room pranks and training camp hijinks and all that kind of stuff, or just hanging with the guys. We had such a great group of guys. They were all high quality, high character individuals like Jeff, and the list goes on and on. I could rattle off 12 guys just like Jeff, and we all like to support each other in our charitable efforts. So again, happy to be here, and really enjoyed my time at camp last year.
So Gil, being at camp, you've been there and we've been there, and I know that at the Burn Congress you talked about the different stories that were told there. Can you tell me some of those stories that or about the kids that were from the camp itself that had come to the Congress?
Oh, absolutely. One of our kids, Nick, is in a wheelchair. He's He's an amputee for forearms and his legs. He has prosthetic legs, and he has one halfway decent hand, and the other one's a stub. And he came to the conference, and he found out that there were other kids that were burned just like him, that they didn't have all of their hands, or they didn't have all of their legs or their feet. And so it was a very reassuring thing for him that he was okay, he's going to be fine, and for him to just kind of go through his life. But it was really kind of nice that he could see that by coming to this burn congress.
So Nick, how long have you been drawing these pictures that you do?
I did years ago. The other parent trying to teach me how to draw, so I'm a big drawer.
You do a great job. I'm so proud of you for doing that. So do you sell them?
Yep. We're selling a donate picture.
You're giving part of your money that you make to the burn camp, aren't you?
Yeah.
So Terry, Nick does a great job doing these artwork that he does. Did you guys put him in some kind of a school for that, or did he just learn that on his own?
He just learned it on his own. I've had Nick for 4.5 years. We fostered and then went into an adopting, and we've adopted him and his brother both.
You know, and to me that is just so heartwarming to hear that you guys have adopted them. I know that both of them are burn victims. We met them at the camp this year. They're such sweet boys, and it's just I'm just so happy that you have them, and you do such a great job with them.
Well, I know tonight went a long ways for next year's camp. I know Steel Horse Thunder is going to be out there again next year. I don't see me not going out there anymore. It's just like I said, they become a part of your life, and it's just one of those things that, I mean, I walk away from there, and it's just, you get a feeling about you that it's like, man, these are, I mean, some of the greatest kids I've ever met.
It's a definite perspective and paradigm switch on you. You know, you leave there, you're thinking you're giving back to so much of these kids, and you realize how they've impacted your life. And it's so cool now to watch some of the young ones that we started with are now coming back as counselors. You know, we have one who's about to graduate from college, one's a psychologist who's working with burn survivors, one was a counselor. I mean, they come back and do their stuff, man, and it is really cool to watch them mature and grow in confidence, where they'll go out in the world and do normal jobs, normal things, and they feel they're confident in who they are, and that's what this camp is all about.
Well, it says to whom much is given, much is required. You guys have done a heck of a job, and I'm proud to say that I've been able to hang out with you a couple times now and see what you've done at the camp. Thank you so much.
It, man. Thanks for what you guys do, promoting us, man. We're glad to do it. Thanks, man.
Well, hey, that's going to do it for us this week. I hope you enjoyed the last 2 episodes featuring the burn camps and the motorcyclists who support them.
And we want to thank everybody again for all the participation.
Remember, it's not what you ride.
It's that you ride.
Steel Horse is brought to you by Leidendorf Law, with over 60 years experience in motorcycle and automotive injury cases.
Motorcyclists that help support them.
Sorry, I was supposed to go.
Right on, well, step up here. Now my personal thank you for Ryan standing down low on the floor so we could do this interview. Thanks, man.
And thanks again for all that you...
Just thank everybody who played.
I feel beautiful.
Do you feel beautiful?
I feel pretty.
I feel tired.